All right, let's get this show started!
In today's video, Alexandre Pantoja receives a hero's welcome in Brazil. Strickland and Ian Garry go back and forth on Twitter. Israel Adesanya reflects on his actions at UFC 290. Bassil Hafaez reacts following split decision loss to Jack Della Maddalena. Michael Bisping reacts to Kevin Lee's retirement from MMA. And Jimmy Crute shuts down talk of potential retirement. Newly crowned flyweight champion Alexandre Pantoja arrives in Brazil with his new belt. Pantoja seized the title from Brandon Moreno at UFC 290 after securing a hard-fought split decision victory.
That's the best feeling, bring the belt for my home and give to all these people who support me for all my life, and show all my love, show all my feelings about all respect, everybody give to me, all support everybody give to me when I'm very young, and that today like one of the best day of my life.
Strickland and UFC welterweight Ian Garry are back at it again. Garry recently decided to print out shirts with his next opponent, Jeff Neal's mugshot, on it, along with his nickname, The Future, captioned underneath. Ian proudly wore the shirt to UFC events for this past weekend's International Fight Week and also started selling them on his website. Strickland wasn't a fan of Garry's idea and proceeded to slam him on Twitter. Watching Ian Garry giggle like a little girl wearing Neil Jeff's mugshot, the weakest call out ever, not even funny. Neil, you shouldn't fight that dork, but definitely smack him upside the head when you see him. Buckley vs. Garry, I'd way rather watch that fight. Garry responded with, the fact that you didn't know this was already a booked fight is exactly why I'm wearing the tee. We're promoting a fight you hadn't heard about until you saw my image. Half of Jeff's fans had no idea about the fight until this image either. You're both welcome. Israel Adesanya's actions at UFC 290 garnered a strong rebuke from the MMA community, particularly his fierce face-off with Dricus du Plessis. In a recent YouTube video, Adesanya reflected on his actions and talked about potentially turning heel for the Dricus fight, saying, "He, du Plessis, worked hard. I manifest for myself and I make sure I do the work and get the manifestation right. Even at the prep time, before going inside the octagon, I was giving him, du Plessis, energy, like positive affirmations, but yeah, when it happened, I just lost my shit. After my last fight against Alex Pereira, people say that it's the best post-fight interview ever. I grabbed the mic after his du Plessis fight and people feel like it's cringe. Either way, I make you feel something. Whether you love me or hate me, you feel something. People say I turned heel, it's not heel. I can just feel myself switch and the beast comes out." Bassil Hafaez has shared his first reaction following a split decision loss to Jack Della Maddalena at Saturday's UFC Vegas 77. In the clip, Hafaez thanked his fans for the support and claimed that he won this fight.
I want to say thank you to everyone reaching out, congratulating me. I thought I won the fight. I definitely still could have done more. One of the toughest weight cuts of my life, and I still showed up, made weight, and fought my heart out. I love all my fans, all my peoples, thank you. And this is just the beginning. Can't wait to get a full camp and a proper weight cut. And congrats to Jack. He's a beast, and man, his striking is on point. I showed that I could take his punches, and maybe we'll meet again in the future. But thank you all.
Kevin Lee announced his retirement from mixed martial arts via social media last Tuesday. The announcement came after Lee suffered a 38-second submission loss to Rinat Fakhretdinov at UFC Vegas 76. Speaking on his BYM podcast, Michael Bisping weighed in on Kevin's decision to retire from MMA and discussed what could be next for the former UFC fighter. Here's the clip.
Kevin Lee retired. Kevin Lee retired on Monday following the loss to Fakhretdinov. I mean, he did get smoked, sadly. I don't like saying that. I was really, really excited for the return of Kevin Lee. He's talked like he'd matured. He's still a young man. Physically, he was always fantastic. Technically, he was great. But he would kind of, I don't know, some things would go wrong. He'd gas, he'd make mistakes. He wouldn't pace himself correctly. I was super excited. I'm kind of shocked that he's hanging up the gloves. And you know what? I think it takes a lot of self-realization, Anthony, you know, to come to a point, because I'm not sure without looking at his Wikipedia or whatever. I think he's around 29, 30 years old.
Yeah, he's young.
So he's still a young man. So that means he can still go off and do many, many different things. Life can take you on so many different adventures. You never know where you're going to end up. You never know where life is going to take you. You know, and having the realization to say, you know what, as much as I love it and as much as I'm talented, I can't put the pieces together on fight night. So I'm going to take my skills, not my fight skills. I'm going to take my brain, my mind, my personality, my networking skills, my people skills, and I'm going to go and do something else, because that, sadly, isn't working out. And I commend that.
Jimmy Crute is not retiring. At UFC 290, Crute suffered his third loss in his last 4 fights after Alonzo Menefield submitted the 27-year-old fighter in the second round of their light heavyweight rematch. Following the loss, a devastated Crute laid his gloves down in the center of the octagon in an apparent sign of retirement. However, after taking some time to think things over, Crute posted a message to his social media clarifying that he's not retiring, merely taking some time to build a more healthy relationship with fighting. He wrote, "I've had a bit to process. That reaction after the fight just shows how unhealthy my relationship has gotten with this sport. I've been obsessed with being in the UFC since I was 12 years old, and it has been my entire identity since I made the decision to chase the dream. I have a lot to address before I think about stepping back in there. Truth is, I don't even know who I am without all of this. I'm going to take the time to find myself, do the therapy, and get myself right. I've needed to walk away from this unhealthy obsession for a while now. That being said, deep down, I know that I am far from done. I'm going to step away for as long as it takes and do the work, then come back with a healthy and sustainable mindset towards this sport. How long that takes isn't up to me, but I look forward to the challenges coming up. Thank you to everyone that has reached out to check on me. I appreciate it more than I am able to express." Here are the top 3 memes we found on the internet. Third place was found over Reddit and was posted by a user named Weasel. Our second place meme was found over Twitter and was posted by a user named RebenhoFC. And our top picked meme of the day was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named Edison. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.